Hi friends and family. So it's been about 2 weeks, I think, that I have been living and settling into my Paris apartment. So I'm finally ready to share with you my new room here in Paris. Okay, so here is the door to my room specifically. It's one of three, and then right outside is the bathroom, the shower, kitchen, and shared communal space. I absolutely love the beautiful molding, plastering all along the walls. My landlord definitely did a really incredible job restoring everything and renovating all of the space in the apartment, so everything is either restored or brand new. And I also just really love the beautiful flooring. So from my door, the first thing on the right is my IKEA bookshelf. I went and bought these cubbies just to make it a little bit more organized. I think I would need to buy a few more to hide the rest of my stuff, but for the time being, it works for storage and it makes my clothes really easily accessible. And then here on the left is a beautiful original fireplace from the building, which I think the building is like from the 1800s. It's a really old building, so the fireplace is definitely one of the original features from the apartment that he kept, and it's just really incredibly beautiful, and it makes my apartment, my room, feel super homey, so I love it. And then here on top I have some pictures of my family, friends, and there's this beautiful huge mirror. That just makes the room feel really spacious and big. And then down here I have some additional storage, some bags, my Polaroid camera, a little tea shelf, and most of this stuff is my landlord's, but I don't mind. It still looks really good on the shelf. And I'm trying to keep it as organized as possible, but if you're wondering where all my stuff is, it's down here. It's hidden and stashed away down here. And over here we have the first window, which leads out to the balcony. And I hung one of my beautiful favorite thrifted dresses, and I just love how the light passes through and you can see the beautiful pleating layers through the fabric. And so here you can look out and go out onto the balcony. The main street that I live on is quite busy at times, so it can be really loud. So I usually keep this one closed, and so I usually just keep this one closed, but it's just really nice to have so much natural light in the room. And I apologize, the floors are very creaky. So if you hear creaking, it's because of the beautiful floors. Have a lot of personality and they definitely creak. But here's my desk that I use to study, work on, eat on, everything. It's perfect. It's a good enough size. And I can FaceTime my friends and family from this desk as well, so it's perfect. And then here is my heater, which I will definitely need because it already has started to get cold here, or at least chilly. Maybe not cold, but chilly here in Paris. So it's perfect that I have heat in my room. And then over here is another window, and this is the one that I usually like to keep open because it's more on the corner. And I absolutely love the trees outside and the greenery. It's so nice. And currently the sun is peeking out a little bit, which is perfect. So you can see my view from here. And then this is where I am storing most of my clothes. I got sweaters, coats, tops, dresses, pants, and as you can see, I have like a hodgepodge of hangers because I was only able to carry about a dozen wooden hangers from IKEA home. And I think anything else that had been too heavy between that and the cubes, it was just a lot to have to carry from IKEA. So currently I have a hodgepodge of hangers, which I think just adds a lot of personality and character to my clothing rack currently. I got shoes down here, which is perfect. And then over here is my bed. And super, super cozy. The mattress is very soft, and then actually underneath I can lift it up. So I stored my luggage underneath, which is perfect because it's out of sight, and I just feel like it's a little more secure to have it underneath. I got my hamper and the other side of my bookshelf and storage cubes. Oh, and then last but not least, I have a beautiful chandelier on my ceiling, which currently doesn't work, but it's okay. And it has just like insanely beautiful plastering on the ceiling. So out of all the incredible features in my apartment, I would say my favorite is the fireplace. Again, it's not a functioning fireplace, but it just makes the space feel so homey. And I feel like this is like an iconic piece for a Parisian flat. So I feel really, really lucky that I have a fireplace, a marble fireplace. And then I feel like my other favorite feature of my room is the balcony, because it's so nice to be able to see out and have a lot of natural light, a lot of greenery. So I mean, come on, it doesn't get any better than that for Paris. Like, balcony life is so, so important. Balcony life, and then I just think the whole culture of eating outdoors is so, so important, but to have both is incredible. So I feel very, very lucky that I have a balcony. And I just can't wait to have friends come visit and bake together, cook together, sit on the balcony together. So this is just such an incredible space. I feel very, very lucky to have found it, and it was just really by complete luck that I found this space. So I just feel really, really fortunate, because in so many ways it contains all of the elements and requirements for which I envisioned my first space in Paris to be like. And as anyone would know, if you're looking for a place in Paris, it's extremely competitive. It's very difficult. The spaces are usually very, very small. it's not uncommon to not have a bathroom in your flat. It's not uncommon to not have laundry in your apartment, which I don't have laundry in my apartment, but it's fine because I figured out how to use the laundromat. And so besides all those things, just the whole concept of having space and having a lot of space is like a very rare thing to have. So I feel very, very lucky that I have a lot of space, and I have a very clean space, a very newly renovated space, and a space that, again, has a balcony, because it's just like the best part, I think, of living in Paris. So a little more context about the space that I'm living in. It's 3 bedrooms, so eventually I'll have 2 other roommates. And we have a shared kitchen, bathroom, shower, living space, which is all really nice, and that will be like our communal area. Currently, I don't know who my future roommates will be, but that's soon to be determined. Most likely starting October, the next month. I am really lucky enough to have the biggest room in the apartment. So my apartment is, I think, a little over 20 square meters, which when I measured my bedroom back home, my bedroom was about 20 square meters. So with the balcony and everything, it's a lot of space. And for a point of reference, the minimum amount of space that you can rent legally in Paris is 9 square meters. So by, again, Paris standards, I definitely have a very, very spacious room, which I really, really like. So for rent, because I have the biggest room in the apartment, I'm obviously paying a little bit more, and I'm paying 800 euros a month plus utilities, which I am going to have to get electricity and internet eventually between myself and my new roommates. And then since the other rooms are smaller, their rents are a little bit less. But overall, I think my space is incredible. Like, it's so new, it's so spacious. The quality of the room itself is really, really nice. It's very clean. The only thing I would say is that the street that I live on is a little busy and it can be very loud, but that's fine. But of context as to where I am, I'm in the Indian district, which is really, really nice. I actually didn't know that when I picked this area to live in, but I'm really glad that I did, because I love the Indian restaurants down below, and there's a lot of variety when it comes to food options and restaurants and things like that, and even grocery stores. So in terms of the area that I'm living in, it may not be the most chic. It's definitely not the most expensive, because I can afford that. And there's no actual like view of any famous monument here in Paris. Like, there's no view of the Eiffel Tower or anything, because it's in a completely different area of Paris. But for me, I would rather live in a place where, for one, my commute to school is very convenient, and two, where I could just have more space, where I could feel generally safe, and where, I mean, a balcony is just a huge, huge plus again. And not all places are gonna have a balcony. Like my old place, my original place, didn't have a balcony. So I'm willing to live, I mean, I have a budget too anyways. It's not like I could live anywhere in Paris, but for me, it made more sense to live in an area where I could have more space, be generally safe, live in a reasonable proximity to the school, but still live in the city borders where I could easily go and do things at any time taking the metro. And it's pretty much convenient, I would say, for most things that I would want to do, or go to museums or things like that. It's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes at the most. Even rush hour, I feel like only adds maybe 5 or 6 minutes in rush hour going to school. So the location for me for the time being and what I'm trying to do with school and everything is really, really good. The fact that I have a lot of variety in terms of food choices is really great because I found myself not really wanting to eat French food pretty early on, and I haven't even been here that long, so the fact that there's a lot of food options where I live is great, and that was also something that I didn't plan on, but I'm really glad that it turned out to be that way. Okay, so since it's Sunday, I have the apartment to myself for a little bit. I decided to film the rest of the areas of my apartment so you can see the other spaces that I'll be sharing with my roommates. So over here we have a bathroom, shower. It's very nice, newly done, and very, very spacious by Paris standards. I think you'll hear me saying that a lot because overall this apartment is very, very spacious by Paris standards. I got really lucky. Here is the common space with the couch. One of the cats is taking a nap. Table, chairs, and over here is the kitchen. And I absolutely love to cook. For whatever reason, cooking every evening dinner is like my form of self-care. It's something that I really look forward to. Getting groceries every few days is a huge adjustment, but for the most part, I don't mind. I just find myself usually buying more than I can carry at any given time. But anyways, here's the fridge. It's, again, really big by Paris standards, I think, and I absolutely love the mint pistachio green color. On the bottom is the freezer. And then over here we have the oven, which I just feel so, so lucky that we have an oven. It's not common or not assumed that every place has an oven in Paris, especially if it's a studio, but my apartment has 3 rooms, so it's a little bit bigger. So there is room for an oven, which I'm so excited to use and bake some goodies soon. Up here we have the hot plate, kettle. I have some produce and bread in the corner over here. And this really beautiful view of the inner area of the apartment building. Right now the weather is so beautiful for fall. It's a little cold, but the sky is blue, the sun is out. It's really nice. Then over here we have the sink, and as you can see, there's a lot of cooking space, like to prepare food and to cut things. It's really, really nice. Down here we have the dishwasher, which is really nice as well, but I never use it because I really only use a few dishes when I'm cooking and when I'm eating, so usually I'll just wash my own dishes. But yeah, this is the apartment. It's really beautiful, really well taken care of, really loved, really clean, and I just feel so, so lucky to be living in such a spacious apartment. And again, I can't stress enough how clean it is. So I just got so, so lucky. And yeah, this is the common space and the kitchen. One of my favorite areas in the apartment, especially because I can stand here as I'm cooking and look outside, and it's so nice. A little noisy today, but that's okay. And yeah, this is my beautiful kitchen area in Paris.